There's a type of character people defend over and over again. The one who gets jealous. The one who says, "You're mine." The one who controls, but calls it love. And somehow, we keep finding it romantic. So today, we're not just talking about Us by Chao Planoy. We're defining something bigger, the possessive lover, and why we keep mistaking control for care. Let's define it clearly. The possessive lover is not just jealous. They monitor your behavior, restrict your freedom, react strongly to perceived threats, but they frame it as protection, devotion, love. And that framing is important because it makes the behavior easier to accept, even when it crosses the line. Now, let's look at Pam. She tells Rook what she can wear, who she can talk to, how she should behave. Rook literally says, "I'm afraid to do something wrong around you." That's not romance. That's behavioral control. But the story frames it through emotion. Pam is afraid. She doesn't want to lose Rook. And that's where the confusion starts. Because fear makes control look understandable. But understandable doesn't mean acceptable. Let's remove the filter for a second. If a male character controlled what his partner wore, monitored who she talked to, made her feel afraid of making mistakes, we wouldn't hesitate. We would call it what it is: abuse. So why does it feel different here? Because the story gives us context, trauma, repression, fear. And we use that context to soften the behavior. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't just tolerate the possessive lover, they're drawn to them. Because possession feels like certainty, exclusivity, being irreplaceable. When someone says, "You're mine," it can feel like you matter more than anyone else. And that feeling is addictive, even when the reality behind it is control. To be fair, Us doesn't completely ignore the damage. Rook pushes back, she complains, she feels suffocated. The story shows the tension. But here's the problem. It still allows the relationship to feel desirable. And that emotional framing matters more than the warning signs. When they finally end up together, they create our world. A space where no one interferes, no one challenges them, and the possessiveness becomes manageable. Not because it's gone, but because nothing is left to trigger it. That's not resolution. That's containment. The possessive lover isn't romantic. They're just written that way. And once you recognize the pattern, you start seeing it everywhere, in stories, and sometimes in real life. And the danger isn't just that it exists, it's that we've learned to call it love. This isn't just about Pam. It's about a pattern we defend, romanticize, and repeat. So next time a character says, "You're mine," ask yourself, is that love or control with better wording? Until next time, don't just watch the story. Decode it.